Oh boy. We got our work cut out for us, guys. This is Bandit, my motorized, stage 1, electric start, 9 horsepower drift trike. I've had it for over a year now and enjoyed every second of it. It shows its scratches and its buffs from previous rides, but unfortunately it has suffered its first wreck. My friend is okay, and of course we learned from our mistakes. It's time to move forward. This is the road to restoration. Spend that much time out here because it's supposed to be a 90-degree day and there's a lot I want to do and I just don't want to overwork myself. I'm still pretty physically exhausted from the day before because this is the following day after our trike has wrecked, and this is the beginning of the road to restoration for this thing. It's had a good run for the years. I'll say I'm still at shock. I don't know what to say. Things happen, and this is also the analysis of the trike. So let's go ahead and get into that first. Let's take a look at the crash site and watch the footage in slow motion, because there's a lot we can learn on why it broke accordingly. First off, the reason behind crashing was not being able to initiate a proper slide, and Emmanuel was heading straight for the curb. The trike was hit along the rear side of the frame, just under the seat, and as Emmanuel hopped the curb, the bracket holding the rear cable adjuster was deleted, and the cable was frayed off and disconnected. At the end of the hop, Emmanuel additionally clipped the rear light plate as seen in the footage, which additionally tugged on the ring terminals connected to the front switch. The sudden impact also shifted the engine and loosened the clutch, tightening the chain and crackling the twist throttle body. At first he was not sure which way to turn the key, which is why the starter was heard audibly in the crash, but eventually it was figured out. The battery tray also wiggled off due to the board bonding metal to metal, and finally the front wheel, suffering no blowouts from the tube, suffered instead with some cosmetic scratches. In the end, Emmanuel walked away with a small bruise to his leg, and I'm happy to say that he has fully recovered from this incident. We will be taking safer measures and looking for other wide open spaces for inexperienced riders. So I'm basically coming out here just to make a list of what I want to do, because there's quite a list I would like to do. So obviously our battery tray has failed, and that was just because I didn't really take the time to take this apart, like take the seat off, maybe take the engine off. Well, I just need to really take the seat off so I have more room, but had I have done that, I probably would have secured this better. So one of the big things is I need to take my time on this, because if I'm going to also re-weld that the drum brake, one of those drum brake brackets, I need to make sure it holds. And Isaac's welds did pretty good. It's just this was one of the impact points on the curb, and it just knocked it right off. So Isaac, if you're watching this, you did a great job of your welds, and it's just unfortunate this happened. So we are going to have to replace the barrel adjuster, and find a way to knock that out, or just replace the whole unit itself. This is still on there, so this part's okay. As far as the axle is concerned, I want to actually take a look at this. Alright, so this wheel's still straight. That wheel's still straight. Okay, so I'm not seeing any bends in the axles, so that was my biggest worry. So this axle is serving me fantastic. I'm going to leave a link in the description where you can buy this. And of course, those set screws are still knocking out. I need to get some Loctite. That's one of the biggest things I need to do. But I'm wondering though, after that impact, that he might have moved the axle might have crunched forward, or the engine might have hopped back, as this chain is feeling a little more tension than it was before. Maybe it's just me, I don't know. So what I want to do is I want to take the whole thing apart and then just work on it from there, build it from the ground up, and then give it a new paint scheme. I love the blue, but I would like to actually repaint it to gunmetal gray. Forgive me, guys. It's still a lot to take in, honestly. But I just like the idea. I'll leave it at that. I can find a better reason later. But yeah, our poor light plate got bent. The weld's actually held on pretty good. It's just a little piece over there broke off. But yeah, I'm doing another analysis at this. Let's see here. Okay. So all the bolts to the seat are holding on pretty good. None of the threads are bent. Thank God I had the bolts facing up for the engine mount, otherwise those would have been bent. The engine should be good, because of course, you know, I ran it on the way back. There's a big old scrape on that side of the frame. And the other reason I'm going to be taking this apart later is because I want to make sure that the frame itself isn't bent. I don't think it is, but it's just, I want to just double check that just so we don't have any future fatigues. If you guys want to know what this is, it's 1 1/4 inch mild steel tubing. The frame has been TIG welded accordingly. And yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and make a list, and then I'll catch you guys in a bit. I got my list. So this is all that I want to do in the Road to Restoration series. So let's go ahead and walk through this. So our new twist throttle, I could super glue this, but I'm just going to replace it because I have the high-low range from the bicycle this came from. I can use that. It's the shifter from the front derailleur. So we can take out the little clicky, because normally go click, 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 click in there. So you can just take out the clicker and you got yourself a twist throttle. We're going to weld on the engine switch and the light switch. I love this concept, but it wouldn't hurt to kind of make it more sturdy and official. I'm thinking maybe just cutting this back a little bit and then just weld it here. And as far as the switch box goes, just weld it, or clamp and weld there, and then go from there. Next up here I have, simply put, trim headlight hose clamp. I've got a little bit of excess here. I'm just going to trim that off. Let's see, rewire the light switch. Our rain terminals got thrown around, so we didn't have any power to the lights anymore. Inspect the axle. We've already done that just now. Everything's looking straight, and from there we'll have to realign the drivetrain. This is kind of afterwards, so this I didn't really organize it as much, but this will come after we tear it apart and paint it and stuff. So we'll realign the drivetrain, tension the chain, double check the axle and sprocket alignment. But then this is where the next episode will be the teardown. We're going to inspect the engine, just check the oil, maybe do a test fire before we tear it down. We'll inspect the frame for leveling concerns. I'm not going to do it here because I'm not sure if this is a level floor or not. I'm going to take it to my dad's probably and just check the leveling there. Inspect the wheels and hubs just to make sure they're okay from the impact. Check the sprocket and hub. Despite everything's looking straight in the axle, still just want to double check. I'm going to remove the seat. I'm going to undo my wire loom and disconnect the wiring harnesses. And I'm going to remove the engine from there. Alright, and then the teardown continues with cutting off the bent light plate and replacing it. We're going to re-weld the battery tray with proper gussets this time, meaning I'm going to actually put the frame on its side and actually weld gussets underneath just to make sure it really stays this time and whatnot. It can take a bigger smack. And then we'll clean and repaint the wheels. I want to repaint them to black to fit the gunmetal gray paint scheme. I think one reason I'm going to say for doing the gunmetal gray is just to kind of fit with the other gray pieces here, but also since gunmetal gray is a aggressive color and this is an aggressive engine. And I'm also thinking I want to repaint the Polestar cover to a blue to maybe kind of remember this essentially. So yeah, I'll paint the wheels, sprocket and hubs as well. I'm going to paint those black. I'm going to paint the engine cover blue And then I'm going to treat the engine filter and do an oil change to kind of give it a little TLC for the trip later. And then I'll do some touch-up paint in the muffler because that got scratched out pretty good. Or it's just been wear and tear. Now last page here is just what I'm going to order. I need to get some 1/8 by 1 inch flat stock so it can compensate the ground clearance in the rear, because off camera when I got those cinematography shots, I can go show you this really quick, but I ditched it really hard and almost started digging. All right, right here. That's where I got stuck, right here in the center. The flat plate dug in a little bit and it was kind of funny, but stuff happens. Gonna get 2 barrel adjusters, one of them for the braking system, but also for the choke. I want to potentially be able to reach the choke from up here just for ease of access, but there's nothing wrong with just flicking it back here. It just make things a little bit easily simpler. Maybe put one of those little automotive cable nuts through this part here to increase the throw, and then we can have some choke. So yeah, we'll get some Loctite thread locker to keep those set screws from coming out, and probably the same thing for the clutch and any other things. We'll get our gunmetal gray spray paint, and then I Heart NWT. This sticker right there is going to get sanded off after paint, so I'll have to get a new decal for that. And then the disc brake. So, if you noticed on camera as Emmanuel was flying by, it was a little hard for him to stop. With great power to the trike requires a great amount of stopping power. And I have been toying off with the idea of getting a disc brake, but now I'm having second thoughts. That is a 4-inch drum that we've put on last summer, I think. Yeah, it was last summer. It's been working well, but given the sheer weight of this trike in the rear and also how fast it is, I want more stopping power. So I'm going to potentially experiment with a disc brake. I'm gonna have to relocate it because obviously if it's a 6-inch hub, it's gonna hit the starter motor most likely. So we can probably put it up against the pillow block here and then have the caliper right over there. Or same thing on the other side, but then we run up the issues with the battery tray. So we gotta figure something out. But yeah, I'm going to hypothesize that since there's a lot of weight here in the back, the rear wheels won't lock up as easily, unless if you're really jamming on it, because that's just my biggest concern with disc brakes, is just if it locks up, you're gonna be sliding out of control and ain't gonna be easy to stop. So yeah, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna hook that up, because I want to try to hook it up to the handlebars on the trike. I might do a flip pedal, I'm not sure. So yeah, I might get the Go Power Sports kit, I might get the brake cable that comes with it. And then I've already mentioned the automotive nut cable for the choke, and then the pulley shifter. Oh yeah, that's for the choke as well. And then black spray paint just in case if I run out, because I do have that gloss black when it painted the battery tray, but yeah. But anyway guys, that's going to do it for this 0th episode of Road to Restoration. Next time we'll just be working on tearing this thing down and, well, going from there. See you guys around.